Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov announced that a quasi- and proxy war was being waged against Russia. He voiced this opinion during the scientific and practical conference, Modern Media, Semantic Strategies and Personnel Training. The war is going on. A quasi-war against our country. A proxy war. Call it what you will, but it is going on. It started as a special military operation, but it has turned into something bigger, something more fateful for the whole world, but most importantly, for us, for our country, Peskov believes. According to Peskov, over the 3 years of the special operation, Russia has become advanced in waging information wars. He noted that as a result of this achievement, a pleiad of talented journalists and media personalities has grown up who cope with difficulties. The drone attack on Moscow occurred on the day of the visit to the capital of the Secretary-General of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe Feridun Sinner-Lioglu, said the official representative of the Russian Foreign Ministry, Maria Zakharova. This is not the first visit of a foreign delegation that has been accompanied by strikes by drones of the armed forces of Ukraine, the diplomat specified. And tonight, the Kiev regime sent drones to the capital when the OSCE Secretary-General was visiting, Zakharova wrote. According to the agency representative, Zelensky sponsors have deprived the OSCE of its original purpose, ensuring security and cooperation in Europe. The organization has been turned into a talking shop, Zakharova believes. On March 11, footage of the Ukrainian army's drone strikes on the Russian capital, Moscow, was released. Footage posted on Telegram channels showed aircraft-type kamikaze drones hitting residential buildings, a railway line and other locations. The moment the drones hit was recorded by local residents and security cameras. It is worth noting that this is the largest drone attack on Russian territory during the 3-year war with Ukraine. The Russian Defense Ministry said that 337 drones were shot down in 10 regions of the country, including the capital, Moscow. There were deaths and injuries during the attack on Moscow.
На, что это за хуйня была?
Конец света, блядь.
Заебись. Охуенно.
Да ебать, ты почему в мою всегда смену, сука?
А вот это он что-то уебал.
А, да, он что-то уебал.
Домодедово. Почему на сантехнике света нет?
Заебись. Эти, бля, я даже отчет еще не получил, погрузочный, блядь.
Второй.
Ух, ебать! Ебать! Блядь, это у нас упало в городе, в ёбаный рот.
Russian military and Z propagandists found themselves at the epicenter of a loud scandal after a failed operation by sabotage groups that tried to penetrate the rear of Ukrainian forces through a non-functioning gas pipeline in the Sudza of Kursk region. The operation turned into a disaster. Some of the servicemen suffocated in the pipe due to methane poisoning, and others were eliminated by the Ukrainian military. According to published Russian sources, a sabotage group of the Russian army tried to get to the positions of the Ukrainian armed forces via a non-functioning gas pipeline, but encountered the total incompetence of their command. According to some reports, the Russians walked along the pipe for 2 days and were in it for another 4 days without a sufficient supply of oxygen. As a result, some of the Russian soldiers died of suffocation, while others were destroyed by the Ukrainian armed forces at the exit. The criticism from Russian war correspondents was unprecedented. Propagandists complain about the lack of normal planning of the operation, ventilation, food, water, ammunition and communication among the saboteurs. Telegram channels associated with the occupation forces openly admit the complete failure of the mission and unjustified losses. A and B climbed through the pipe. A suffocated on the way. B was finished off. Excellent operation. ZWAR correspondents comment sarcastically. Other reports say that hype-mongering and leaks led to Ukrainian intelligence knowing about the breakout attempt in advance and setting up an ambush. One Russian source admits outright unjustified losses and the mission was not accomplished. Other military bloggers write about the complete paralysis of logistics and provision of such operations. The lack of normal supplies led to the saboteurs being abandoned in a pipe with literally no chance of survival. 2 or 3 groups in the rear without food, water, communications, evacuation. This is a disaster. War correspondents are indignant. They also admit that information about the failure quickly spread among the Ukrainian forces, which put all Russian sabotage activities in the region at risk. Thus, the operation, conceived as a covert breakthrough, turned into a real farce and massive losses for the Russian army. Units of the Ukrainian airborne assault troops continue to strike Russian special forces who were trying to break through in the direction of Sudza in the Kursk region along a gas pipeline. This was reported on the Telegram channel of the DSHV. The paratroopers note that the enemy formed sabotage and assault groups that attempted to break through the gas pipeline to Sudza with the aim of gaining a foothold on the outskirts of the city. However, the DSHV aerial reconnaissance units promptly detected the enemy, after which missiles and artillery strikes were launched against it, as well as strikes using various types of drones. At present, the Russian special forces are being blocked and destroyed. The enemy has already suffered huge losses in this direction.
В трубе, Труба куда ведет? На Суджу, ёбнуться. Никогда бы не подумал. 12 километров по трубе, сука, воду несу, ебать. Чё там?